Hello viewers, I am extremely sorry that I had to delete my last night's video on noun clause subject to the verb. First of all, I want to discuss with you that a subject must be a noun or a noun phrase or a pronoun. So, when a clause acts as the subject, it is called noun clause. Okay? I have written 5 sentences on the board. Plus, I am explaining all these sentences very carefully. My first sentence is Jack and Jill went up the hill. So what is the finite verb or what is the principal verb? That is went up. And there are 2 subjects, Jack and Jill. So Jack and Jill are noun and noun is acting as the subject to the verb went up. Clear? Number 2, Snigdha is a good singer. Snigdha is the name of a girl. It is a proper noun. Snigdha is noun. Is verb. So, Snigdha is acting as the verb. Snigdha is acting as the subject to the verb is. So, Snigdha is noun and is verb. Third sentence. She is also a good dancer. You see that she is pronoun because she has been used for Snigdha. So a pronoun can also be the subject to the verb. My father is a very strict person. So my father is noun and is the verb and my father is subject to the verb is. All these are single words. Tom is a courageous boy. Tom is noun and it is subject to the verb is. So, from these sentences I may come to the conclusion that either a noun or a noun phrase or a pronoun can be used as the subject to a verb. But when a clause, then what is a clause? A clause is the part of a sentence with a finite verb in it. I am repeating the sentence. A clause is the part of a sentence having a finite verb in it. And when a clause acts as the subject to a verb, it is called noun clause. Let us take some examples here. For example, my first sentence. Somebody had stolen the important letter. The important letter. Somebody had stolen the important letter. It remained a mystery to the police. To the police. And let us join into a complex sentence using noun clause subject to the verb. Complex sentence. Okay? Answer. Who had stolen the letter? Who had stolen the important letter? The important letter remained a mystery to the police. Okay? Who had stolen the important letter remained a mystery to the police. You see that who had stolen the important letter, this portion, this is the clause. This clause is acting as the subject to the verb remained. Remained is the finite verb, and this clause is acting as the subject to the verb remained. So the entire sentence is the principal clause. The entire sentence is principal clause. And number 2, who had stolen the important letter is noun clause. Why is it noun clause? Because it is acting as the subject to the verb remained. Then what shall we write? Number 2, please write it down in your exercise book. Number 2, who had stolen the important letter is subordinate noun clause, and it is the subject to the verb remained. Am I clear? And if there is any confusion, please let me explain the next day, and you will ask me when you will comment, like and share and subscribe too. Clear? Number 2, the child found a fountain pen at a certain place. But he did not disclose the place. But he did not disclose the place. Okay? There are 2 sentences, and you have been asked to join the 2 sentences into one complex sentence by using noun clause and subject to the verb. The child found a fountain pen at a certain place, but he did not disclose the place. Okay? Where the child found, plus means somewhere else. Where the child found a fountain pen was not disclosed by the child. Okay? Let us write. where sorry where the child found a fountain pen, remained undisclosed. This should be the finest expression. Remained undisclosed. Okay. You see that where the child found a fountain pen, this portion of the sentence is acting as the subject. This clause is acting as the subject to the verb remained. So, it is the noun clause and subject to the verb remained. The entire sentence is the principal clause, and where the child found a fountain pen, subordinate noun clause and subject to the verb remained. Am I clear? Now let us come to the third example. Let us come to the third example. The class teacher punished the boy. Full stop. The reason was not explained to him. The reason was not explained to him. Okay? You have been asked to combine two simple sentences into one complete sentence by using noun clause subject to the verb. Clear? The class teacher punished the boy. The reason was not explained to him. Clear? So, why means reason, and reason means why. Let us start the sentence with why. Answer. Why the class teacher punished the boy was not explained to him. Okay? And if we analyze the sentence, I will see why the class teacher punished the boy within the first bracket, and it suggests that the portion or the clause within the first brackets is acting as the subject to the verb was not explained. The entire sentence, the whole sentence is the principal clause. And why the class, second clause, why the class teacher punished the boy? It is subordinate noun clause and subject to the verb was not explained. That means this clause is acting as the subject to the verb was not explained. Am I clear? Now let us come to my fourth example. Number 4. The train would steam in. The train would steam in. The train would steam in. It was being announced. It was being announced repeatedly by a mic. Okay? The train would steam in. That means it would steam into the station. It was being announced repeatedly by a mic. So it suggests time. It suggests time. Answer. When the train would steam in, when the train would steam in was being announced repeatedly by a mic. And if we analyze the sentence, it will appear within the first bracket, when the train would steam in was being announced repeatedly by, when the train would steam in, within first brackets, was being announced repeatedly by a mic. The entire sentence, the full sentence is the principal clause. When the train would steam in, this clause, and what is the definition of clause? The definition of clause is that it is the part of a sentence with a finite verb in it. When the train would steam in is acting as the subject to the verb was being announced. So when the train would steam in, subordinate noun clause and subject to the verb was being announced. And last but not least, this is my fifth example. Let me clean the board. This is my fifth example. The trees and plants have also life. Full stop. It has been discovered by Sir J.C. Bose. Two sentences, and you are asked to combine into a complex sentence by using noun clause and subject to the verb. Trees and plants have also life. It has been discovered by Sir J.C. Bose. then it will start with that. Answer. That the trees and plants have also life. Have also life. Has been discovered by scientists. Okay, and let us analyze the sentence for your understanding. Within first bracket, first sentence, that the trees and plants have also life. Within the first bracket, has been discovered by scientists, and the total sentence is principal clause. That the trees and plants have also life is acting as the subject to the verb has been discovered. So it is the noun clause, and this noun clause is acting as the subject to the verb has been discovered. Clear? So a noun clause subject to the verb generally not, obviously begins with a noun clause, and a noun clause generally begins with who, what, when, where, that, etc. And you are sure that it will begin with a noun clause. Clear? Let us complete my class. Let me finish my class. Stay safe, stay mellow, avoid mass gathering, use your hand sanitizer and mask. And my dear boys and girls, if there is any question, please ask me. When you will comment, you will like and share, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, my dear boys and girls. I will be enthused and encouraged to appear before you with tidbits of grammar the next night. Thanking all of you. Good night.